All right, today I want to talk about a interesting and fun topic that is quite popular these days, and it is plant medicine. So whether it be ayahuasca, psilocybin, cambo, peyote, or bufo alvarius, I want to dive in and talk about some of the plant medicines that I have experienced personally and some of the other ones that I have yet to experience. Now, before I get started here, I just want to share with you that I'm not promoting or endorsing plant medicine and telling you that you should do it. If whatever you hear during this video intrigues you and you are interested in trying some plant medicine, you're on your own. That's your own choice, okay? I am not telling you should do it. I'm just going to share what I've experienced and the benefits that plant medicine has brought into my life. Okay, so it's important for you to know that I'm not one to smoke pot on a regular basis. I rarely drink, never been into cocaine. So, drugs for me, not a common thing in my life. In my early 20s, did a lot of MDMA at the raves, stuff like that, but never was really into like acid or eating mushrooms and stuff like that on a regular. Plant medicine for me is something that I've discovered in the last 5 or 6 years during my personal transformational journey, and they have taught me some profound lessons. So my first experience with plant medicine, other than marijuana a few times as a teenager, was magic mushrooms, also known as psilocybin. I remember doing shrooms probably in my 20s at some point in a recreational use, like, eat some mushrooms, go to a house party, trip balls, it is what it is. However, the first time mushrooms really impacted me was at Burning Man. Of course, perfect place to do mushrooms with all the pretty colors and music and costumes. Burning Man was made for mushrooms and acid and MDMA and ketamine. But, for the most part, for me, for mushrooms. When I did mushrooms at Burning Man, it was just a whole other experience. And of course, the visuals were beautiful with all the lights and the colors and costumes. However, it was when I went to the bathroom while high on mushrooms and I looked in the mirror that something was different. It was like me looking at you right now, but the reflection wasn't me. It was another version of me. And I had a conversation with myself in the bathroom for about 20 minutes, all internal dialogue. And it was such a profound, deep, meaningful conversation where it was me talking to myself. It was almost like ego talking to self. And myself was giving me such great advice, sharing such wisdom and knowledge that even though you could say, oh, you're just high and tripping out in the mirror, it's like, no, that information I got was really beneficial, really made a lot of sense, and I was able to apply it to my life moving forward. Fast forward a few years later, during my deep work during the personal development and exploring spirituality and higher consciousness, spending time in Costa Rica where plant medicine is quite common. It's often used in Colombia, Peru, Costa Rica, other parts of Central and South America to help with healing, spiritual enlightenment, tapping into that higher consciousness, cleaning the body through purging and through detoxifying. So for me, mushrooms is something that I've used in a therapeutic context where I've taken them with real intention with journaling, getting present to what am I currently feeling, what's going on in my life, what are any of the blockages that I'm dealing with. And the mushrooms, the psilocybin, allows me to be more creative, allows me to tap into my subconscious, allows me to develop new perspectives and ideas around situations in my life that I'd like to have a breakthrough in. Now, psilocybin is something that's quite popular. It's available, almost anywhere. It's quite easy to grow and to get. It's a great psychedelic where if you are new to the world of psychedelics, it's a good one to kind of ease your way into, because even with just half a gram, you can have a nice introductory experience, and then you can amp it up from there, going up to a full gram, gram and a half. Obviously, the more you do, the more intense the effects of it. And the good thing is mushrooms doesn't last that long. So, if you did a gram, it's probably going to last 2 to 3 hours max, and then you're good. You can go to bed at the end of the night, you can eat. It doesn't have those lingering effects. Now, there are people who do psychedelic-assisted psychotherapy sessions, and you may do what's called a hero dose, which is up to like 5 to 8 grams, which like literally blasts you off to another universe and could be as powerful as the Amazonian plant medicine called ayahuasca, which we'll talk about next. Now, doing a hero dose and a psychedelic-assisted psychotherapy session is something that people choose to do when they've got some deep, deep work that they want to participate in, and they want to go into a very deep layer of the subconscious. And a session like that could really equal months, possibly even years of traditional psychotherapy sessions. So it is something that is gaining popularity. Psilocybin is actually in the process of being approved now for clinical use. So I personally believe that psilocybin is going to help change the world. It definitely helps open your mind, expand human consciousness, and it really allows you to develop a whole different perspective on your life, on the world, on others, in a very safe and non-toxic way. And again, that's just my opinion. I have had very pleasant experiences with psilocybin. It has helped me tremendously with understanding myself better and just connecting to those different parts of me that sometimes I turn off. And if you are interested in experimenting and trying psychedelics, I would say that psilocybin is a really good place to start. If psilocybin was like the child of plant medicine, then ayahuasca would be like the grandmother. So ayahuasca is primarily made up of a vine that's found in the Amazon and the chacruna leaves. And these two ingredients are cooked together into a thick tea-like brew that really doesn't taste very good. And depending on the shaman or the tribe that's making the brew, it could actually be quite thin, like a tea, or thick and gooey, like a really muddy type paste. And just thinking of it, the texture, yeah, not so yummy. So ayahuasca is gaining popularity because it is known to really help people enter a different state of consciousness. And I've experienced ayahuasca. I've done 6 ceremonies in my life, and I can say that it definitely allows you to tap into different dimensions. It allows you to see things from the past. It allows you to see things from the future. And it even helps you to understand your current state in a very different context, because you're now looking at your life and seeing what's going on from an energetic level, from a quantum level. And what you see in ayahuasca ceremonies can often be from memories and experiences, even past lives that have been buried so deep that the conscious mind doesn't want to see it, but it will come up from the subconscious, and the medicine will show you what you need to see. There are people who have had traumatic childhood experiences that they've completely buried and forgotten about, but the trauma from that experience is still in their body, still in their psyche, and the ayahuasca can actually bring that to the surface. And when that happens, there's usually a lot of purging involved. Now, when the medicine is consumed and it goes through your body, depending on how much you drink, an ayahuasca ceremony can last anywhere from 6 to 8, even 10 hours, depending how many cups you have. Most often, people start with 1 cup, maybe have a second, and possibly go to a third. Sometimes people do one ceremony, just a one-off. However, it is recommended that you do 2 to 3 ceremonies over a 3 to 5 day period. And there are places in Costa Rica called Rhythmia and Soltara and other retreat centers around the world that actually offer ayahuasca retreats. And I'll share more about my ayahuasca experiences in another video because I have a lot to share. There's some really profound things that I've seen during my ceremonies that have actually come true in life. Like I saw visions, I saw my niece, I saw many different things that I can actually say are now reality. Whether you believe it or not, I believe that's true. Ayahuasca is something more people are curious to take because it allows them to really process that deep-rooted trauma that's there that they can't access through traditional psychotherapy sessions. Now, ayahuasca ceremonies are held by shamans. A shaman is someone who's been trained to create the brew, who is able to call in the spirits, to call in Mother Ayahuasca, and to be able to hold space for the people who are participating in the ceremony. Now, whether you believe it or not, the ayahuasca during the ceremony, you're opening up different portals, your energy is open, and doing ayahuasca in a sacred space with a shaman who knows how to protect the group is absolutely crucial. With ayahuasca becoming so popular, I'm hearing that there are people offering ayahuasca ceremonies in their basement apartment or, in different parts of urban settings. And I'm not saying that that's not going to be effective. However, doing ayahuasca in nature with a seasoned shaman is highly recommended. So if it is something you're interested in, you can look into different ayahuasca retreats. As I mentioned, Soltara, Rhythmia, and also retreat leaders who specialize in hosting plant medicine retreats are now offering these ceremonies as well. Now, peyote is a plant medicine that I've never used myself. However, peyote is considered to be the first psychedelic to really go mainstream. Peyote is a cactus that contains mescaline, and it's found in the southwestern US and in Mexico. It's been used for thousands of years in ceremony for healings, for visions, and for detoxifying the body. Typically, it's cut and dried and either chewed or brewed in a tea and drank. Peyote gives you crazy visuals and hallucinations, and it is most often compared to LSD and can last anywhere from 8 to 12 hours, depending how much you drink. Now, these two medicines aren't from a plant, they're actually from a frog and a toad, and they are incredibly powerful. Bufo alvarius is from the Sonoran desert toad, and it is the venom from this toad that's actually squeezed, scraped, dried, and smoked. Now, I don't know who came up with that or thought, oh, that toad looks interesting, let's squeeze it and smoke it. Not sure how that came about. And it is incredibly powerful. Bufo is considered to be the most powerful psychedelic on the planet. And having done it 3 times, I can tell you that it's the real deal. People smoke Bufo to experience what many call death of the ego. Bufo has 5-MeO-DMT in it. And DMT is known as the spirit molecule. And 5-MeO-DMT is a specific variation of it. Now, the best way to describe what it's like to smoke 5-MeO-DMT, or the Bufo, it's like being in a rocket ship and you're waiting for takeoff. It's like 10, 9, 8, 2, 1, boom, and you're gone. And you were just rocketed out into the universe through the different dimensions, it's crazy intense. And it gets to a point where it's a little bit scary. You're going through all these different stages, through these different levels, and you just have to remember to surrender and just let go and just let the medicine do its thing. And if you can relax to a point and surrender, you get the big breakthrough of seeing the white light, of just completely dissolving. Space and time just completely vanish, and you just become the white light. Now, when you hear about people dying and crossing over to the other side and coming back, they say, oh, I saw the white light and it was beautiful. That's exactly where Bufo takes you. It takes you to that divine place, that unified consciousness. After doing Bufo, I finally understand what it means to be connected to anything and everything all at the same time. My Bufo ceremony was without a doubt the most beautiful, blissful experience I've ever had. And I'm going to create a video sharing more about each one of my psychedelic experiences and going more into detail as to what I got from each one, because I could be talking for an hour if I was actually sharing about each specific plant medicine and what I got from each unique trip. So Bufo alvarius, quite rare, very powerful, and not for everybody. It's something that you kind of want to work your way up to, most importantly because it's very important to just surrender, relax, and let the medicine do its thing. And if you're new to the world of plant medicine, you may just be so freaked out by the intensity of it that the fear would stop you from just letting go. The key with Bufo, and actually all of the plant medicines, is just to surrender and let the medicine do its thing. So every time I hear about this one, I'm like, I don't know how that's fun, but people continue to do it. Kambo is a very unique type of medicine. So it is from the African tree frog, where the frog is scraped off, and the substance that's scraped off of this Amazonian tree frog is then applied to your skin by way of burning dots on your skin. Could be 2, 3, 4, 5 dots, depending on how deep you want to go. And then they rub this substance, this secretion on your skin. And it's actually a poison for the human body. So it tricks your body into thinking that you're poisoned and you're going to die. The immediate effect is feeling intense heat, redness in the face, sometimes swelling in the face, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea. Sounds horrid. However, people do it for the intense detoxifying benefits. Because your body thinks it's dying, it just immediately starts sweating and flushing out everything. Literally, everything comes out. And it can last anywhere from 10 to 40 minutes, depending on how many dots you do. And even though I haven't done it myself, I have many friends that have, and they say the effects, your vision is super sharp, your taste is that much more sensitive, you're just more conscious and clear, and it's like an intense detox purification within 10 to 40 minutes. Now, I haven't done Kambo yet. I am curious to try it. I probably will do it when I go back to Costa Rica this winter. Kambo isn't considered illegal, so you can find Kambo healing centers if you Google online. They have them here in Toronto. I know in Costa Rica they have many. In Los Angeles you could find them. So if you're interested in trying something like that, do the research. Buckle up, because I hear it can be very, very intense. So these different types of plant medicine have been around for thousands and thousands of years. They've been used by the indigenous, the tribes, healers, and there's even illustrations that show that mushrooms was used thousands and thousands of years ago. A lot of the Egyptian drawings and even church drawings, there are art pieces, you'll see images of mushrooms in some of these old ancient artworks. And I believe that plant medicine is really going to help change the planet, change humanity by expanding human consciousness. And I believe we need that now more than ever before, with people turning to pharmaceuticals and being addicted to meds to help them with depression, anxiety, to help them with all these disorders that we are currently experiencing in society. I believe that nature has the answer. I believe that plant medicine has so much knowledge, so much wisdom that it can teach us, and that for many, many years, it's been suppressed for far too long. There's been some amazing podcasts, documentaries by Tim Ferriss, Joe Rogan, and many other very intelligent, highly successful people that are sharing the benefits of plant medicine. So do your own research and decide for yourself, is this something that you think can help you with what you're dealing with? Whether it be a traumatic incident from the past, whether it be expanding your human consciousness, do your research, give it a try, if you think you're ready for it. So if you enjoyed this video, hit like. If you want to see more of my video content, hit subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube, and share it with anyone who you know who may be curious and want to learn more about plant medicine. All right, thanks for watching the video, and I'll see you in the next one.